Hello and welcome to Searching for Service, brought to you by Rotary District 5950. I'm your host, Kelly Kirk.
And I'm Joe Kirk.
And I'm Chad Larson.
Before we introduce who our guest is, Joe's going to remind us of our show's purpose.
Our show's purpose is to unite people seeking service with people doing service. And today we have
Kelly Smart. She is the Executive Director of Haiti Outreach.
Can't wait to hear about this. This is always a really fun topic.
It sure is.
Sure interesting.
She comes with packing a lot of information, a lot of statistics, and let's go ahead and dive in. I'm your host, Kelly Kirk.
I'm Joe Kirk.
And I'm Chad Larson. We'll be back.
Up your game and show off your Rotary Club spirit. Did you know there's a one-stop shop for all things Rotary apparel? Russell Hampton Company is the world's largest provider of licensed Rotary branded merchandise. From apparel like hats, jackets, and shirts to banners, tents, and awards, they have it all. And most things are customizable. And they can handle orders of all sizes. Russell Hampton Company also has deep connections to Rotary. In 1920, the company founder was part of Rotary Club No. 1 in downtown Chicago. Russell Hampton Company models their business on the Rotary four-way test and gives back 10% of all purchases to Rotary, supporting its global work. So the next time you and your club are out on a service project, arrive with the right swag from Russell Hampton Company to promote your club and Rotary. Even non-Rotarians will want some of your cool hats, shirts, and jackets. Learn more at bestclubsupplies.com. That's bestclubsupplies.com.
For decades, eradicating polio worldwide has been Rotary's cornerstone cause. We are incredibly close to ridding the globe of this virus, but we need everyone's help to get us to the goal. World Polio Day is October 24th. Please consider making a new donation to Polio Plus or increasing your already generous giving. Go to endpolio.org to be a part of this historical eradication of polio. You will help get vaccinations to the most remote parts of our world and help fulfill a promise we made to end polio now. 2 drops and it stops.
Rotary is a place for all community-minded people who want to serve their areas with the support of an international organization. Join Rotary to find service. Join Rotary to find inclusion. Join Rotary to find leadership. Join Rotary to find fun. Join Rotary to find friendship. Join Rotary to find a better version of the world. Find a Rotary Club near you at Rotary.org and click on Club Finder. There is a club out there for everyone. Find your fit with Rotary. Rotary.org.
Hello and welcome back to Searching for Service, brought to you by Rotary District 5950. I'm your host, Kelly Kirk.
I'm Joe Kirk.
And I'm Chad Larson.
And we want to welcome our guest, Kelly Smart, who is the Executive Director of Haiti Outreach. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This is so fun.
We're happy to have you. And let's start off by sharing a little bit about you to our listeners. My first question is, where'd you grow up?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I grew up in Minneapolis Public Schools. I grew up in Linden Hills. I did go to school in Arizona, but then came back to raise my own family here. And I do live in Robbinsdale. I now have 2 teens, 13 and 17, so very fun ages. And married and rescue dog. That's kind of my personal life. But professionally, I have always worked in nonprofits, various different sectors of nonprofits, but then in the last decade, much more in international development. And so I've only been at Haiti Outreach for 1 year, a wonderful year, and I'm super excited to tell you about the work. But if anyone is familiar with Haiti, it is a very different context than any other country in the whole world. And so I really vetted hard in terms of, is Haiti Outreach doing more damage than good? And I am just so impressed that I get to be with this team, and really it's our Haitian team that is doing this. So it's just another layer of being part of what is happening in the world and being a part of that. Nonprofit, I have a master's in nonprofit administration. My undergraduate is actually in adventure education, which is interesting.
Yes, that is.
Spent my undergraduate years rock climbing, white river rafting, hiking, and then now I work.
There's a major in that?
Gosh, that's great.
It is really great.
Yes, so it's very fun.
Majors in fun.
Yes.
Well-
So I still get to do that a lot, too. I also run another nonprofit as well, a little tiny one. It's called Print the Love. We won't talk about that today, but we give away photographs to people that don't have access to photos in very low-resourced communities all over the world.
Very
so
neat.
I do that, too.
Well, you had mentioned that you have only been with Haiti Outreach now for
1 year.
For
A
one
little over a year. Yep.
Just a little over a year. And it's great to hear that you've got extensive background and even a master's
Sure.
in
Yeah.
all of this as well. How did you end up getting involved with Haiti Outreach?
So I last year was the president of the Minnesota International NGO Network, which is a really awesome network if you're interested in international work. If you've never worked and you want to work, or you're interested, the group of people in Minnesota that work in international development is actually pretty small, as you can imagine, right? So this group, it's really the only one that's around that really focuses on, hey, I'm a practitioner in development, and who other people, I would love to live overseas someday, love to, do that. But right now I'm in Minnesota because I got 2 teens in school. So what can I do that makes an impact from Minnesota? And so there's a small group of us. So when kind of these roles and jobs come up, then it's a pretty small group that says, hey, is anyone interested in working with this? But
You guys all draw straws in a room, like, okay, who's getting it?
Yes. Well, and it's a really unique place to be, especially a smaller NGO, right?
Yeah.
There's a very large, huge, big, you hear World Vision or, UNICEF, and that's a different role than ours, which we have about $1 million budget. And so it's just a great network to talk to other executive directors in Minnesota that are having the same, how do we fundraise? How do we connect with our staff? How do we make changes? How do we, all those things. So that networking piece is big. But I hadn't worked with Haiti Outreach prior to my role there.
Okay.
What led you into the nonprofit realm? Like,
That's a good question. I didn't ever consider anything else. I don't know. So like I said, I did adventure education. So I have sort of just a passion for the outdoors and fell in love with it. And really to do outdoor work and service work in that way, whether it's the environmental path, whether it's geology, whether it's working with students, right? Like education, really, because outdoor education is really experiential education, as they call it. And then my other major was actually in art therapy. So I do a lot of art. So if you're doing art, if you're doing counseling, if you're doing any of those realms are all nonprofit. So I don't think I ever considered really anything else. And I don't know what to say just in terms of, I think just coming from a family that really embraces philanthropic work. Now, do all my siblings and family members work in nonprofits? No. But it's even just a mom that was always the one that, donated blood, or we always gave to all the toy drives, or, it wasn't ever a question. We just always did those kinds of things. And so I think you kind of grow up with that service above self kind of mentality that you guys talk about in Rotary. So yeah, my sister, she runs a farm sanctuary outside of Seattle, and my brother is not nonprofit, but he's a filmmaker. He's an artist and does a great job. So maybe it's sort of nonprofit. And both my parents were psychologists. So maybe that piece too.
Really fascinating pieces that
Yes,
kind of
I know.
intertwine
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
It is
both your parents being shrinks. Ouch.
We can do a whole talk on that.
You can't hide anything. You're like, just say nothing.
don't even raise an eyebrow.
Don't even look.
Well, maybe that's where that part of doing good
Yeah.
is really in your essence. I want to do a good job. I want to be mentally healthy. And one of the best ways to be mentally healthy is to give back to others, right? And then you learn more about yourself. So
Yeah.
I like it.
Are you a part of a Rotary?
I am not. I've been asked by many to join. I have not selected one.
Okay.
I knew about Rotary prior to coming to Haiti Outreach, but our connection to Rotary is so deep that I've had just a deep dive, and I have visited a lot in the Twin Cities in the last year, international, just so many different connections. So I feel like I do know a lot, but it's for me, it is
I have a hard
shallow.
time choosing.
Well, yes. And I mean, there is like I said, I do live in Robbinsdale, and so I was invited by the Robbinsdale Rotary. So that would probably, if I did pick one,
Sure.
Makes
do
sense.
your
In your community.
in your own community, right? Because it's about Haiti outreach, but also about my neighbors. And, my husband is a small engine mechanic, so he knows everyone in our city, I feel like, because he fixes all their lawnmowers and all their snow blowers. And so I feel like I need to know more of my neighbors because he knows literally everyone. So, yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. With the connections with Rotary, when you go to, are you going to speak to them about Haiti outreach generally?
Yes. Yeah, or visiting. Yep.
And visiting
Yep.
it. And so tell us a little bit. I mean, we haven't dove into it as much yet, but what has been the connection that Rotary's had with Haiti outreach over the years?
Yeah, that's great. So it actually started in 2003 that we've been a part of Rotary. So both of our founders, so the co-founders, Dale Snyder, he was the executive director, but he has stepped down to our director of administration, so he's still around. But he's towards retirement age and is, looking towards that. So they brought me on to kind of do that. So he and Neil Van Dyne, who is also the co-founder, but he lives in Haiti, are both Rotarians and very largely involved in that. So we can also we should maybe talk about Haiti outreach and then our influence into other Rotary.
Sure.
But we've been a part of many international grants. We're a part of huge movement of Rotarians in Haiti and being a part of that as well. So it's kind of built into our DNA. In everything we do, we consider Rotary. But also in terms of we helped start a Rotarian-focused nonprofit that works solely in Haiti. So that's why we should talk about that as well. But it makes sense if I say kind of what we do as well. Okay.
Well, let's start there.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
That's great. So,
The floor's yours.
yes. Well, yeah, thank you for coming. And I don't know, have any of you been to Haiti?
No.
No. Okay. Dominican Republic?
I have not.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Well-
I have a girlfriend who has a husband who's originally from the DR.
I thought that you were going to go, I have a girlfriend that went on spring break. And I'm like, good for you.
No, ironically, that is how she met her husband on spring break.
On spring break. Oh, wow. Yes. Well, a lot of questions when we first start talking about Haiti, you've heard probably in the news that it's been really tricky, and obviously that doesn't come out of nowhere. There's a huge history there, and if you're ever interested in learning about a country, Haiti is fascinating. But one question we always get is why is Haiti one way and why is the Dominican another way, right? So it really started when Christopher Columbus came to Haiti and took over the island of Hispaniola. And really it was a fight between Spain and French. You can look up all these details yourself. And there's a mountain range. Haiti is one of the mountainous countries, is the mountainous country in the Caribbean. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I cannot wait for Haiti to be known for how beautiful it is and the culture and the people versus right now, if you say you work in Haiti, they're not like, oh, I love that place. It's beautiful. They're like, oh, man, sorry, I don't know, right? They don't know what to say. And so someday, and this is what we're working towards, that it will be known for being a beautiful place. But really, the French took over the Haitian side, and the Spanish took over the other side. And what happened is the slaves that were brought over from Africa, these weren't born in slavery, they rebelled against the French army, and they won. So Haiti is the first and only successful slave rebellion of a country in the history of the world. So they have had racial equality built into their constitution 160 years before the U.S. So they are a pillar of racial equity in the world, and Haitians are very proud of this, and I hope to share that with everyone, that they are really, and they used to be a very wealthy country, and now they are obviously the poorest in the Western Hemisphere. So, but one of the big reasons for that is when they did defeat France, France said, hey, guess what? We lost all these slaves, so you owe us a whole bunch of money, which they paid reparations back to France for 60 years. 80% of their national budget went back to France. So think about that in terms of infrastructure. So there's such little infrastructure there because they didn't have the funds to build roads and school and all of those kinds of things, so they're all giving it to France, which has been estimated if it had stayed in the Haitian economy, it would be $115 billion today. So that's a huge impact on a society. So when you say, why is the Haiti how it is, why is Dominican, that would be one of the hugest factors. Obviously, there's a lot more, too. But also, because they were all now free slaves, they were cut off from trade all over the world, especially the U.S., because they're like, well, we don't want our slaves to get any idea. We're not going to trade with them. So not only are they not able to trade, but then also they're paying back difference. So, and then from there, there's just been a lot of other tricky things that have happened. So back to Haiti outreach, so Neil Van Dyne, who I mentioned, who's our co-founder, he went to Haiti when he was 23 and said, hey, I can help out doing some wells. There's a water crisis going on here. People need access to water. You need water for literally everything. So he started working and he sort of discovered that, okay, he's building wells, but they're failing, right? So this is a common thing that's all over the world, but he's also discovering it in Haiti too. And so he's like, okay, we really need to figure out what's happening here. And then a small group from Minnesota, which is why we're here, came down and they met him and they saw that he was doing something different than the other NGOs. NGO means non-governmental organization. Okay. Some people don't know. So, and he was doing something different than anyone else. And so so they said, okay, hey, we're going to team up with Neil. Let's see what we can do. And that's kind of where it was born. So the thing is, in Haiti, is there is so much poverty and struggles and so much outside influence that it's really created a horrible example of humanitarian aid that has stayed too long. So we really talk and really advocate for development versus relief. Haiti is known for 10,000 NGOs, kind of like we're the 10,000 Lakes, 10,000 NGOs. And there's many organizations with well-intentions but are doing more damage than good, even though they're trying to. So like you and me, Kelly, we could go start a school in Haiti tomorrow, which is great. Also super scary, right? Because there's no regulations. Right now there's no government. No one's watching anything. It's just anarchy. Sure. So there can be a lot of scary things that can happen with that. And so when we talk about relief versus development, like we could go start a school, but did we ask the community if they wanted that school?
Right.
Did we ask them what they wanted or anything like that? And so there's been so much aid pumped in, especially with water, is I'll see all kinds of broken wells all over Haiti, and they'll say, well, I'm like, well, why don't we fix that? Well, that's not ours. That's NGOs, because there's no ownership. There's no responsibility because they didn't ask for it, or maybe they did, and then they're like, well, someone's just going to give it to us. So it's really this, not to anyone's Haitian's fault. It's human. It's like if your parents gave you a new car every year for your birthday, would you care about the car that you just got? No, because you're like, I'm going to get a new one. So think of this on a nationwide scale, is everything is pumped in to Haiti as relief. Food, water, schools, everything, and there's no ownership. And so generations of this, that there isn't a mindset of development. And so even us preaching the idea of development and sustainability is very much counterintuitive to how Haitians see their world too.
Fascinating.
So we sort of said, hey, it's not the wells that are breaking because wells break. They get contaminated. They get broken, right? That's life. And so we tried to figure out at first, is it the pipes? Is it the technicians? Is it any of those things? And it wasn't anything like that. It was the management, the ownership from the community. And this also included, and we are the only ones doing this in all of Haiti, is a pay-for-service. So just like you and I pay our water bill, in a well, they pay about 60 cents per household to the well, to a transparent bank account that's owned by the community, has nothing to do with Haiti Outreach. We're just the coaches in this, and that set them up. So after 20 years now, we have a 92% success rate of the wells still working after 20 years, which is unheard of in the NGO world. So I said a lot. But
it just shows you, you have to have skin in the game. You have to be able to take responsibility. And then it's empowering, too, at the other side, because a lot of what you're talking about with the aid is just how disempowering that is for the community, right? Because there is no incentive
to, wait a second, for us to figure this out, because, again, there's another ship with a bunch of stuff, and we'll just rifle through that. I mean, it's like you said, it's human nature.
Yes.
I mean, we would all do it.
Yep.
And it's interesting how to kind of reprogram that in real time has got to be a real challenge. And you just model it, right? I mean, essentially, you guys are just modeling it over and over and over again, hopefully, getting buy-in as you are and, changing the country one well at a time.
So that brings me to, so we have done over 600 communities and worked with them, which has been amazing. But our board sat around a couple years ago and said, even if we did 1,000 or 2,000, it's not going to be a developed country, which has really been our vision since day one, talking about that, knowing Haiti as for, how amazing they are, not for what they're lacking and we have to send them. But so they said, you know what, our secret sauce at Haiti Outreach, and this is our Haitian staff, this isn't our American staff, this is our Haitian staff that have architected this curriculum over the last 20 years, 27 years, and really they're building in language, even into Haitian Creole, talking about a language of responsibility, transparency, integrity, which aren't words that are really spoken in this way in Haiti. And so even developing that, and we've heard from so many people that say, no one teaches us like Haiti Outreach. Like, it's a different way where we really try to focus on the coach aspect. We're not teachers, we're not trainers. It's not like come to a weekend seminar. This is, over and over coaching, but they have to do the work. So we said, okay, we really want to see this grow and scale. And the piece that we're missing, yes, the individual communities, grassroots, but we need to talk to the mayor's office. So the mayor's, there's 145 communes in Haiti. And so that kind of makes up the whole country. And so our goal, so we're working right now with 9 communes with their mayor's office. And if you can get that mindset shift, this coaching curriculum, and when we work with a well community, we work with them for 3 to 6 months. But when we work with the mayor's office, we work with them for 6 years. So it's the office, not just the mayor, because the mayor, there's not elections at the moment, but they'll come and go, right? But this social piece, this of how to come together, the leaders that you're looking for are you. They have not heard that ever. They've never had a chance. So it's, much more deep than that. But so now we have taken our work to the municipal leaders and seeing change there. So not now just wells, but also water systems for whole towns. So, which is huge and big, and we aren't personally funding those projects. That's World Bank that we work with, or this organization called Handwash. They also fund that. But we are the coaching, the bringing together. Everyone has to be on board, which can take 6 years to say, okay, we're doing a pay for service. We're going to build income into the city that can pay for other things. But really, it's not about the water system. We're experts in water, so that's what we focus on. It's not about the bridge. It's not about the school. It's really about this bigger ecosystem of the barriers that are keeping Haiti stuck and how to break those down as having good leadership in every commune and seeing that and them building their own future, right? That I'm trying to lose my job, right? Like, how can there not be a Haiti Outreach, right? So really we're just those facilitators. And I've talked to other people who said, I tried to do something in the south of Haiti, but it was the social issues that kept me stuck. And I said, that's exactly what we're talking about. They've never had a chance, because even with the reparations with France, ever had a chance to come together, like, how there's voting meetings for a new road or a bar wants to go into your town, like you get to have a say. They don't have anything like that. Those systems for local government have never been built. It's a very centralized government. Everything goes to Port-au-Prince, where the gangs are, which we can talk about as well. But that's, so to empower even the local communities, mayors get elected and they're like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
And
They
we're
don't
like,
have any systems in
yeah,
place.
there's no systems. And we say, hey, here's a way to be leader. And they're like, okay, I get it. Okay, but you got to be practiced being responsible. Okay, let's practice with the water system. Because water affects everything. Economics, health, right? Like the family, all of those things. And so we actually, it's been a 1-year anniversary just last week, I think, of the only running 24/7 water system by a well in Haiti right now. And so we started that, and it's become World Bank and UNICEF and USAID are looking to us to be standard. We've done a lot of other standardizations around the country as well, but saying like this is the standard for how water systems should work, and subscribers paying in, and how to operators, right? Like all of those things, because it does affect everything in life. And so.
It really speaks volumes to Haiti outreach and what you are doing in support of the Haitian community as well. I am curious, what is your guys' like system or process of follow-up with them? Because we've had other nonprofits on, or maybe NGOs, possibly, who have they have kind of
91 episodes.
Follow-up process that seems to be kind of that sticky glue to help ensure that the system for that specific thing
sustains itself.
Yeah, that it sustains.
Sure. So if you're talking about our work specifically in terms of our follow-up, like with the mayor's office, 6 years. So 2 years is us leading, coaching, doing everything. 2 years is together, and really building in more of their leadership and their decision making, and then 2 years of them, and we're just like, hey, we're here. And for all the 600 communities that we've helped before, we're always there. They can always call us, like, we don't know how to fix this, right? They own everything, they have their own bank account, but we don't know how to do this, or who should we contact? We're always so one of the other things that we've done, so let me go back to what you said in terms of like the whole system. So the missing piece is that management and ownership and responsibility. Yeah. So I talked to, a couple of people that talked about, even in the last year, World Bank had put $5 million into a water system in Port-au-Prince, and after 5 years it had already broken, so they had to invest another $5 million. So our water systems that we help coach, again, we're not laying the pipe, or we have in the past. We actually still have, well rigs. We haven't sold them or gotten rid of them yet, but we haven't done any personal digging ourselves in over 2 years, because we're training also drillers to be responsible and good workers, and them have their own jobs and all those kinds of things, and really being the trainers in that. But our hope is that your investment in a water system, because it's sustainable, because there's a pay-for-service, people are paying it, and it's managed well by good leaders, that you wouldn't have to reinvest $5 million into a system because it broke. Yeah. But this is happening over and over again. So in terms of the follow-up of people and communities, I feel like people know that Haiti Outreach is there, but really, just like the goal is to help them launch themselves and say, hey, this is about you and you guys, and we're here to help. And the whole idea of a coach, like say you're running a marathon, if I was your coach, Kelly, I could tell you what to eat, I could tell you what to like how many miles to do and stuff, but unless you actually do it, you're not going to cross the finish line.
Fair enough.
So it's the same idea. Like, we can tell and give them so many tools, but unless they actually do it themselves, they're never going to learn, which is what happens with aid. And I do want to say there's a place for aid, right? There's obviously after, the earthquake in 2010, right, in Haiti, or wars or floods. I mean, you have to have that. But when it stays too long, this is what we're seeing. So,
It's interesting. And, you mentioned a little bit of the political unrest. And then, one of the other things that's up against Haiti, too, is just climate. I mean,
I know.
The difference between the Dominican and Haiti is incredible because of the mountain range that splits the country in half. And, all of those factors playing together just seem to really add up a lot of headwinds for them, right? And it sounds like that you're addressing one of them in trying to get this community buy-in, kind of changing ideals, right? And understanding, we don't need to depend on the aid that just keeps coming in. Talk a little bit more about the other challenges. I mean, the political challenge has got to be a big one right now. That's real right now.
Yes, it is. So the gangs are mostly in the capital. So for right now, and this started before just this last spring when you've probably heard about it in the news. So in the very beginning, like we do a lot of work all over the country. So we have motorcycles, cars for a lot of our staff. And they used to drive through Port-au-Prince to get to some of the communities that we work with. So once the gangs came, then we had to fly them over, so you kind of do a bounce. And so the economic impact on our organization and on our staff is really the biggest threat to us at the moment. You know, gas at one point, it's not right now, was over $20 a gallon. You have to buy it on the black market because roads are closed because there's no police or army. Communities are blockading their own roads in their own city, right? Like, so here in Eden Prairie, it would be like, well, there's no one taking care of, like, Chad's out there putting roadblocks because he doesn't want his family, hurt. So, but that also means that there's no gas coming through. That means that there's no food coming through, and there's not a huge agricultural culture in terms of growing food and things like that. So, it's also super traumatic for our staff, for sure. But the economic threat is huge. Even just being able to pay our staff, like if there was even dollars in the actual physical bank to pay them, was a real okay, because we want to continue to pay them. And so it's really those logistics. There's been parts that have been missing. So, wells that should have been done months ago just can't because they're stuck at the border in the Dominican. They're not getting there. So that's kind of that piece. In terms of the bigger political picture, we're really focusing on the local areas in terms of helping them to be the good leaders. In terms of the big presidential, if there is going to be a president, constitution change, election, all of those kinds of things, I really refer to our staff for all of that because it changes on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
Kenya is there presently with I think 1,000 troops. And, I think I asked our staff about it because you hear things in the news and then you ask our staff and they're
like, what?
Have a different story. Just like us here in the U.S., if someone from outside, you'd be like, well, yes, they said that, but I see it differently. So they're waiting to see, this hasn't worked in the past to bring in outsiders. So we'll see. They're kind of in a we'll see, right? And there, there's a lack of trust of outsiders for very good reason because a lot of damage has been done. So,
well, interesting opportunity then, because I'm assuming that this disruption has impacted the aid.
Yes.
Correct?
This is true.
So then there's an opportunity to reach the local communities on that real level that you guys are really trying to push on in ownership. So this could potentially be an opportunity to change more minds and to get more buy-in on a localized level versus, hey, the aid's not getting there. Guys, we got to figure this out. Otherwise, we're all in real tough shape.
Yeah,
so,
and also the decentralization that we're kind of talking about, really giving power back to the local communities. Because it is in disarray, there is a chance for that. Because Port-au-Prince had typically been, you have to do everything in Port-au-Prince. You want a driver's license. You want a passport. You want, but also everyone's paid out of Port-au-Prince. Everything, all the decisions are made. So that's like D.C. telling us in Minneapolis how we should, pay our teachers and what our water should look like. And, and it's like, what? It's totally different in D.C. than it is here. How are you doing that? So, yeah, there is it. And I think there's real cry for, let's make a change. And so Haitian, this is by Haitians, for Haitians, and them coming together and us being part of that movement. And, I just get to be an advocate and raise the flag of our team. You want to develop the country of Haiti?
Yeah.
Haiti Outreach is going to do it. Our team is going to do it. And it gives me goosebumps that I get to even have a small, little, tiny part of this side of history in that way. And so, it is incredible what they're accomplishing, even with so little. So,
do you feel like that Haiti Outreach's role within Haiti could potentially change just because you guys are modeling what's next? Where you could say, hey, we've been doing this for years on the water side. Look at how we can begin to do this with power, with resources, with community. Do you see, and you have the boots on the ground already, you have the people there. It sounds like your staff there is incredible. Would Haiti Outreach look at doing that if the opportunity was there?
Yeah, I think because we've made this sort of shift of really like putting all our eggs in this leadership coaching basket with water. Now, the thing with water, yes, those other things are important, but water brings everyone to the table. Not everyone will show up to a meeting for a hospital. Not everyone shows up for a school just because they're not in that life stage, right? But everyone will show up to a meeting. So if you really want community buy-in, they'll show up for water. So I think water always has to be a part of the conversation. But yes, I think we would like to position ourselves as coaching leadership in the whole country. Absolutely. Do we know about water as a way to practice? Yes. But I think, because this is so new, but if we could, I've looked at all kinds, I don't know, maybe you guys are more experts on this, like what's the percentage of people or a group that needs to have buy-in before there is group think change?
Well, like
right?
critical mass kind of thing.
Critical mass. And so most of the statistics that we have found is 3.5%, which is not that many. So if you can, right, there's 145 communes, and we're already working in, 9. So even if there was buy-in in saying, like, we're going to take Haiti back to be a thriving country again, and here's are some tools to do it, that you can transform a whole country. So when you say like, oh, right, you guys are going to transform 11 million people, I think there's more weight in what we're doing than maybe you would say to that. So
I agree. I think that the factors seem to be lining up for that to work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's lined up exactly the opposite way for you to date. Everything is lined up against you. Like, like, oh.
Well, and I had heard, too, you mention that World Vision and UNICEF seem to be taking notice of what you...
Yeah, World Bank and UNICEF.
World Bank, I'm sorry.
Yeah. We have worked with, there's a lot of people that have left Haiti because it is so hard. We're the only, water people that are really left there. Water.org, we did work with them. Matt Damon came to one of our, and Gary White came to one of our wells and stuff.
Wow.
So, one of those celebrity moments. But they left. Charity Water left. We've tried to talk to them to come back. They say, no, it's too hard. So it is really...
They don't have the grit.
That's right. And I think it's our team, if I can really... It's so much failure and pivoting. Okay, that didn't work. We're going to do this. That didn't work. Like, our team, I've never met such a resilient, like, okay, you know what? That's okay. We're going to do something else. We're going to move. We're going to do this. We're going to learn. I do want to note, like, in terms of, so back to Rotary. I don't know how many minutes we have. But
we're good.
Okay.
We're good, yeah.
So back to Rotary. So Neil, he is, he just went to Dubai with COP 28 with the International Rotary Club that happened to talk about climate change and things like that with Rotary. So that was really exciting, and so maybe he could come here. He's in Haiti right now, but he does come to Minnesota sometimes if you ever want to
get him on StreamYard.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, he is a fascinating person for sure. But in 2018, he met with Rotary International, and as I think you all know, that Rotary really wants to solve, or is almost about to solve, the polio epidemic, right? And they want to just eliminate it from. And so as a group, they have said that one of our maybe next initiatives would be water and sanitation. It's called WASH. And so they said, okay, Haiti Outreach is known for this world and doing it in such a unique environment. They said, okay, if we take the model that Haiti Outreach takes and we try to do this in Haiti as a Rotarian-built nonprofit, it's called HandWash, that if we can do it in Haiti, we can do it anywhere. So it's really this pilot project that's built on our model. Neil is on the board there, and so we do work very closely with them. Now they really do like the infrastructure piece in terms of raising cash for the actual water system, and then we work with the leaders on that whole piece, because you can't just like we said, you can't just throw in a system without everyone on board, and like, what are the systems to keep it sustainable? And so that's kind of our role, and then they do that. And so we're very tied to them, but they are all Rotarian. Obviously, we work with everyone, not just Rotarians. We love Rotary, but that is, run by Rotarians. It's really cool. If you don't know hand wash, it's a really cool.
We've had them on the show.
Oh, great! Who was that?
Yeah.
Oh man,
we've done a lot of episodes. So
well, good.
Some of the names do escape us.
Who's the head of the WASH program?
Rotary International.
Yeah.
Picture.
Yep. Me too.
Yeah, and so Neil, he was the past international chair of WASH Rag, it's called, and so Neil's on that team and has done a lot of those things. So we, a lot of the projects that we do work on in the cities work very closely with the Rotary clubs of that city and with Hand Wash and our work too. So, we're just thankful for Rotary, and just every Rotarian I've ever met is just so open to hearing about international issues in a way that other groups aren't, right? And so it's been, I feel like it's just been super interesting and fascinating. They always ask such good questions and, are just really engaged when I do a talk. They're not falling asleep and stuff. So they're always and have lots of questions. I always have to save more time for questions. So yeah, I think that hand wash is big. But we're continue, like you said, they're just focused on water and sanitation, whereas we're focused more on, yes, the water piece, but, like Joe said, it's because the training that we do in the curriculum is really about self, integrity, transparency, responsibility. It goes into personal and professional lives, right? It's when you're doing self-work, which is really what it is, and really identifying where barriers are, then it doesn't have to be just in water, right? It's bigger.
It almost feels like you're creating an evolution of the culture, creating a cultural, a true cultural experience, which sounds like they've been missing because, of course, based off of the history you just shared.
Yeah.
And
because there's a huge brain drain going on in Haiti, as anyone would, right? If you had a chance to leave, then you leave. We've lost a lot of our staff members, which is so hard because we have to continually keep training people and finding people that's
tough.
How many staff members do you have, and then how do you recruit within the country?
Right.
No, just interested in that probably goes hand in hand with
continue to reach out to Rotaries because you'll find somebody for a buy-in, I guarantee it.
There you go. So the unique thing that has also kept Haiti stuck is that Haitian Creole is only spoken in Haiti, right? So resources are never in the language, and so we're creating resources in that too. So they have to, at least, so we can't just take anybody because Haitian Creole is very specific, and we want Haitians to support Haitians. So right now we have 20 staff in Haiti. We've had up to 65. That was prior to COVID and when we were drilling all the time ourselves. But we're trying to grow our coaching staff beyond that because those are mostly all coaches as our 20 staff there. In terms of recruiting, the one thing also about the unrest that's down in Port-au-Prince, a lot of people want to get out of the city. And so, we did just hire an individual for an administrator job, and we had a lot of applicants that are looking to move their family out of Port-au-Prince because it's just not safe, right? And so they're like, I never thought I'd live in rural Haiti, but it's gorgeous, and we're moving the family, right? So,
which then needs more water.
I know, right. So, but there's big job board pages in Haiti, and similar to here, where you would recruit through that. That's kind of what we do, and for NGOs, we're well known. There's
brand.
In terms of that, especially in rural, not as much in Port-au-Prince, but.
Well, you have done a fantastic job of detailing everything out about Haiti
good.
outreach. Can you share how people can get involved?
Yes. So one day it's going to be safe to travel there again. We're completely off the grid, so we're 100% solar in Haiti. And we have a wonderful guest house that can have up to 30 people. So someday, if you want to bring your Rotary Club or your high school group or your church group and come see what we do firsthand, you can take a little plane. You can go there by yourself right now, but I can't legally invite anyone, right?
Yeah.
But you get to take, I do take a humanitarian flight in that our office is across the street from a runway. and I say runway, I say, grassy area.
A little clearing.
A little clearing, which is very nice. Otherwise, you can fly into Port-au-Prince or Cap Haitian in the north. So I would love it if people would travel, but again, that's down. Sure. Otherwise, going to HaitiOutreach.org. And, just to be honest, right now, we need funding in terms of because the costs have gone up so much just to keep doing what we're doing, let alone grow and scale. And so if that's something, even a $20, $5 a month donation, those really are the key in terms of sustainability for an organization to count it. I love the monthly giving. I love it just even for myself to give to others because it's like, okay, I feel like I'm giving to the causes that I care about, and then it's just coming out of my bank account. But if it is something also that you want to hear more about or want to just learn, you heard maybe something I said and you're like, what is she talking about? I'm happy to take any phone call. Our office is in Golden Valley, so we can always meet at a coffee shop, or you can call us, or we can do a Zoom call and learn more about that. But yeah, we need funding to continue to hire the coaches. And I do feel like this is something where it is really truly an investment in the future of Haiti. You're not, there's nothing wrong with just the well, but if you're investing in people, that's what's going to have that, exponential growth of scale like we're talking about. And so when we're investing in people and the mindset and seeing people and giving them a chance to lead, then you're going to see true change. Sure. So if you're looking for a place that is really making a difference in Haiti, then I feel like we should be on the ticket. That's, my personal bias, as I've said. But yeah, and we do have volunteers. We have board members. We try to keep our board at least 50% Haitian, for obvious reasons. But if there's, if board service is something that you're looking for, I know lots of people want to, or if there's other expertise that you have, like, let's talk. Or I'm open. I love having. Or if someone's interested in an internship, we have some great people that have come and worked with us for various economic or engineers or research. We've had lots of different people do different aspects that can really move it forward.
Sounds like Wonderful. If you have a passion for Haiti, you can find something for them to do.
Yeah. And if you're a true data nerd, I didn't really talk about this, but we created the first and only kind of database. It's called MWater. I don't know if you've heard of it. We don't own the database, but we brought it to Haiti and paid to have Haitian Creole added. And then we put together, we use it every single day, but we tracked every single water point in Haiti and whether it is contaminated, broken, useful, how many homes, there's pictures, everything. And so then everyone's on the same page. So now it's used by U.S. Bank or U.S. Aid, World Bank, UNICEF, the National Water Board, who we also work with. They all use this mapping system that we have set up. So if you're a data person and you love to extract stuff, we would love you to come and help us. It is incredible what our team has in terms of data. So that kind of stuff too. We are here to, if that's something you want to get involved in. So,
awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Well, we really appreciate you coming on, and thank you for reaching out. That was such a pleasant surprise to see your message and get you on the show, and it's been incredibly informative. So thank you.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for listening. I'm your host, Kelly Kirk.
I'm Joe Kirk.
And I'm Chad Larson. We'll be back.
Show off your Rotary Club spirit with Russell Hampton Company. They're the world's largest provider of licensed Rotary items. They make everything like hats, jackets, shirts, banners, and more. Russell Hampton Company is a fourth-generation family-owned and operated business founded in 1920 by a member of the first-ever Rotary Club in Chicago, Club Number 1. When you call Russell Hampton Company, you get more than just a company. You get a fellow Rotarian-owned business who's there to help. No matter if you're ordering for your entire club or just yourself, no order is too big or too small. Not sure what your club needs? Their team members can help and customize just about anything. They live by the Rotary 4-way test. They also give 10% of all purchases back to Rotary to support Rotary's global work. So remember, Russell Hampton Company is your one-stop shop for all things Rotary. Learn more at bestclubsupplies.com. That's bestclubsupplies.com. Russell Hampton Company, Rotarians serving Rotarians.
Of the things we think, say, or do.
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Join Rotary to serve your community and the world with honesty, fairness, and goodwill. Our 4-way test guides our actions every day. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? These values underpin our commitment to making a positive impact on the world. Learn more about your local Rotary Club and stop searching and start serving. And the song you're hearing now was performed by Rotary Club of Dar es Salaam, Oyster Bay.
Are you ready to make a difference in your community? Rotary is a great place to get involved in your community and meet passionate groups of people, as well as individuals dedicated to service and fellowship. At Rotary, we believe in the power of teamwork to bring positive change. As a member, you will have the opportunity to participate in exciting projects that address local and global challenges. From supporting educational initiatives to environmental conservation, we tackle it all. Joining a Rotary Club means becoming part of a diverse family of individuals who share a passion for giving back and having fun while making positive impact. With projects and events that enrich your community, there's something for everyone, from local initiatives to international collaborations. It doesn't matter what culture or country you come from. What matters is that you want to belong to a group that strengthens communities and creates lasting change. There's a place for everyone at Rotary, regardless of age or background. Learn more by searching for a Rotary Club in your community and visiting. Together, let's make a difference. Rotary, people of action.
Hello and welcome back to Searching for Service. I'm your host, Kelly Kirk.
I'm Joe Kirk.
And I'm Chad Larson.
That Kelly, she's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was interesting to learn how they are using the model, but to empower. You know, we've heard that from some other organizations and how it makes it sustainable and why they're having some more success versus some of the other organizations that are in Haiti.
Yeah, and how you have all of these larger networks that are going to Haiti outreach because of their systems, processes, and procedures. It's just incredible. So
it was also interesting to learn. I mean, I knew a little bit about the political and rest there. I don't know how you describe
I'm reading the aid state, and it's wild.
Yeah, that was a recommendation from Kelly to all of us, actually. So we hope that you guys enjoyed this episode with Kelly Smart. I'm your host, Kelly Kirk.
I'm Joe Kirk.
And I'm Chad Larson.
It's time to stop searching
and start serving.
See you next week.